Hello, I'm Cliff Smith and welcome to lesson 2 in my series of lessons on the minor part of the CAGED system. So today we're going to be looking at the natural minor scale and how it fits into the CAGED system. So in lesson 1 we learned all 5 of the minor chord shapes: the C shape, the A shape, the G shape, the E shape and the D shape. Let's quickly recap those chords and then we'll get into the scale. Today we're going to be starting in the key of D minor. So firstly the D minor chord using the C shape. Here are the root notes and here's the chord. D minor chord using the A shape, root notes, chord, D minor using the G shape, root notes, chord, D minor chord using the E shape, root notes, chord, and lastly D minor chord using the D shape, root notes, chord. So now let's learn the D natural minor scale. So the notes in the key of D minor are D, E, F, G, A, B flat and C, and those are the notes that are in the D natural minor scale. So if we go back to our C shape D minor chord, here's the root notes. And if I play the D natural minor scale from root note to root note, I get D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D. Now that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that, but what we haven't done is played a lot of other notes of the key. So below this D we started on, there's a C, a B flat, an A, and a G. All of these notes are in the scale in the key, so they're useful notes. Above the top D, we have E, F, G, A, B flat. And again, those are useful notes. We're going to want to use those when we're improvising, when we're playing pieces, maybe when we're writing music. So in the CAGED system, we tend to play all of those notes. So the way we're going to play it, we're going to play the root note first, then the chord, then the scale starting on the G, then the root notes again, then the chord. After the C shape, we have the A shape, so let's do the same thing there. Here are the root notes, 2 Ds, here's the D minor chord using the A shape. If I start on D, play the scale, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, that's a 1 octave D minor scale, but there are 3 strings I haven't played. So below this D, there's a C, a B flat and an A, and above this D, we have 6 notes, E, F, G, A, B flat, C. So what we're going to do is play the root notes, play the chord, play the scale starting on the A, resolve to D, and put the chord in. So the next shape is G, so we'll play the G shape, root notes first. There's our Ds, then the chord of D minor using the G shape. And the scale, we're just going to go 1 note below the D here, start on C. Next up we have the E shape, so here are the root notes. D minor chord, E shape. This scale actually starts on the root note. There's a top D here, and above that D we're going to go up 2 notes, E, F. So we play the root notes, the chord, the scale, and the last one is the D shape. So here are your root notes. D minor chord using the D shape. We're going to start all the way down here on E. We're going to E, F, G, A, B flat, C before we get to the D. E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D. And above the D we have an E, an F and a G. Do that one again. Root notes, chord. So that's all 5 shapes of the D natural minor scale combined with the minor chord and root notes. So you can play that in any key. For example, if you wanted to play it in E minor, you just take your D root notes, shift them up 2 frets. Your E minor chord is now here, and your scale is now here. You can do that for all 12 keys. Now if you want a system of practicing going through the keys, use the cycle of 4 like we used in lesson 1. So if we're starting in D and we go around the cycle, it's going to be D, E, F, G minor next, and then G, A, B, C minor, and then C, D, E, F minor, etc. And you keep going until you've gone all the way around the cycle and you've played on all 12 keys. And the benefit of using the cycle of fourths is it makes you think a little bit about intervals of a fourth, and also keys. Which key are you in and where are these notes? You're not just shifting up 1 fret from where you were before, because you can do that quite automatically without thinking about it too much. Whereas if you have to think, okay, I'm going to jump from this key to this key, it requires a bit more brain work, and it's very, very good for you. Now don't forget to use them to make music as well. So I'll put a D minor backing track in the description, and you can use the scales to play over that track and improvise some lead guitar. So that's lesson 2. So if you can play all those chords and scales and root notes, you're doing really well. If you found it a bit of a struggle, then maybe go back over lesson 1 and just make sure you haven't missed any of the fundamentals. And lesson 3 will be coming soon.